All right, good morning, good afternoon. Today is the 2nd of July, 2023. Let's go ahead and get started with this broad market analysis. This should be quick and to the point. Tomorrow we have abbreviated hours. On the 4th, we are off. And then when we come back on Wednesday, Thursday, it's back to business as we do have some econ data that I'll be showing you. As far as earnings are concerned, it's really quiet until Thursday. And even looking at these, this is how many of you typically trade Levi's? Not me. So not very interested here, but again, pretty slow, but we are gearing up for our banks earnings. Okay. So just keep that in mind. So I'll be keeping JPM, Goldman Sachs, all those great names on watch for a potential run up or a pullback into their earnings. Next, we have the econ data that I was just talking about. As I said, abbreviated hours on Monday, July 3rd, ISM, construction, and then we're closing early, July 4th, close. Back on Wednesday, ADP employment, factory orders, minutes of June FOMC meeting. Thursday, initial jobless claims, trade deficit, job openings, S&P Flash, ISM services. Closing out on Friday with U.S. employment report, rate, and hourly wages. Next is our SPY and QQQ neutral strategy. It worked really well. It gave you a long trigger above 431 or 435.31. You could see that we pushed through this supply over here very easily. We ended up pushing past all targets, so this was a nice setup for your neutral strategy. On the QQQ, this one actually gave you a trigger short below 360. You hit T1. Over here, SPY found support. We moved above the cloud. These things moved in unison. Once we went from red to white, things got better. We went green. Yes, we got that pullback, but that cloud really supported price. And then you can see we closed on the week up here at T3. So again, I do believe these were actionable and great levels. Far as going into this week, take a snapshot of this. This is your picture for this week. The biggest things to keep into consideration and in this is just follow price. If you don't know how to trade the neutral strategy, you can go to my YouTube channel, and there you will learn how to trade that in a quick 4 to 5 minute demonstration that I do on my video there. Okay, if you have any questions, just let me know. Biggest thing here is just, recognizing where I got this little circle here. We have some support in there. So if we end up going inside and down in this area and moving back, then I would expect price to probably at least come into 366 by 364. And over here on the SPY, you can see the same things going on here. We have an inside and down formation at the moment. As of right now, your cloud is support until proven otherwise. Okay. Next chart we're going to look at, this is going to be the bigger picture of the SPY. Let's take a look at the nodes. You can see here, the biggest thing is that we were coming into support, and I said that last week, and this week range looks pretty tight and choppy. I don't think it was tight and choppy, actually. It was tight for a few days, and then it took off. And then Powell did speak 2 times. It didn't do a whole lot. I mean, the market was bullish, but technically speaking, all you had to do is follow price action, not news. Update, far as today is concerned, 3 white soldiers closed out the quarter. 446 is the target, and your support is 437. And again, this is a quarterly chart, so please understand this is the bigger picture. This is not like a intraday kind of setup, if you will. These are just the bigger levels to kind of let you know, hey, bigger picture kind of eases you on the stress thing. Just take your time, let price action, work its magic. Now, right here, we are reaching the quarterly supply area. So as we get closer to the 446.56, again, I would go over to that neutral strategy and just look for those intraday, or not intraday, but the intra-week targets if we get above there. Make this your support, okay, if we get above it, and as long as we stay above that, keep riding that trend to the upside. QQQ, same thing, came into minor support. We had 2 quarterly candles push up into the quarterly supply zone. As long as we can stay above 362.11, it's just like on SPY, right? But the Qs are leading and they're already in supply. As long as they can keep that 362 level, continue to look for the targets that I gave you on the neutral strategy to the upside. Biggest thing here is targets are 371 to 75 for right now. If we push through 375, we'll coach, and I'll talk about that on the intraday. Your support 362, it is a holiday week, just to remind you. Moving up here, the dollar, As I said in my notes for many, many months, I expected this to be an inside month. Our levels have held really well, so the inside and up there is held, and the cloud is holding. I know it might be kind of hard for you to see, but we can't get above that. The biggest thing I want you to think about is if the dollar starts to bid above 105, be cautious on the market to the upside. And then you're bullish as long as the dollar continues to stay inside and or goes below 101. Next, I'm looking at ES futures. This is important. The weekly has hit into supply. And just like on the SPY, as long as we can get over that level and hold, that's great. But your support on ES futures now is 4,445. Your targets to the upside, again, bigger picture, are the increments quarter increments within the supply zone, 45.29, 74, 46.18, and then 58. Again, support 4,444, and if for some reason we continue down, look for that cloud right there to be support. This is your daily. I give you guys a picture of that here in the room. Worked really well last week, and you can see that I've changed the numbers around just a tad. So your resistance is 449723. This was actually your short trigger last week. It hit there, pulled back. Now your short trigger comes up to 4542. Your buy trigger is at 4459 and or 4383. And obviously, I like the clearance rack stuff. If I ever get these levels, that would be great. But continue to follow the trend on the intraday. All right. Let's move over here into this says 1 hour. I probably labeled it 4 hour. So this is the 1 hour. We're going to be neutral between 44.98, 44.82. Your demand levels, you can see the imbalance in the market. You can see some buy signals here. This would be a nice place for us to get long there on the futures. All right, and again, I'll be coaching this during the days. And then moving over here, looking at the NASDAQ, we are in the supply zone. As I said, that level then becomes support, and you can see we came right back to that level this week, 14,848. That worked well. And as long as we stay in here, look for price to continue to push up towards 15,598. Ultimately, we're looking for that beautiful trendy edge there at 15,882. Your support, same thing. Look for the cloud. This is also a bull channel in here. So 14,600 by 14,079. I would expect buyers to show up. That is wide, and we have an intraday strategy to kind of keep us in that trade. So I know it looks wide, but just refer into our coaching on the intraday. Over here, we have the daily resistance 15,321, trigger longs 15,186 or 14,774. And then your short trigger again is that beautiful trendy edge up here. So if we get up there, doesn't mean we automatically do it. It means we go to a smaller time frame. Check out your TTM Squeeze Pro. And then speaking of, you can see here that we had a little bit of selling pressure here on the daily. All right. And so the buying pressure had eased off, I should say. Okay. NASDAQ over here on the smaller time frame, again, neutral, 15,376 by 15,310. If for some reason we dip down into the smaller time frame demands, again, I'll be looking for buys to come in there. Now, each one of these charts sets you up for a different type of trader. So if you're an intraday trader, that's great, where, you're tuning in the morning. I'll give you those blueprints that we make every single morning to help you in your journey in trading the futures. And even if you don't trade the futures, remember we can trade the QQQ off of my NASDAQ blueprint. And on the ES futures, we could trade the SPX and the SPY. All right. Moving on over here. Again, this is your neutral, and then coming right here. Fear and greed. This is going to sum up my sentiment for the week. I've been saying this for weeks. Follow price action. All right. Inside me, I can't help but to think we're a little extended. You can see that. People are greedy. It's at 80. We're seeing a lot of mentions of, hey, the market's going to 600 tomorrow. So that's the kind of stuff that we hear. It doesn't keep me from going long. And keep your eyes. What I'm noticing is last week my takeaway, I had a beautiful first couple days, 3 days, and then towards the end, I felt like I was picking the wrong names, and it created a little bit of FOMO. I didn't FOMO into anything. The best thing I could do is just kind of like let my positions work for me, and tune out the FOMO, the noise, and just kind of concentrate on me and, like I said, my family, my friends, and just have a good time and be okay with my allocation, be okay with my stops, looking for my targets. But, focus on names that have been really strong. They just continue to be strong, continue to be great buy dips, NVIDIA, AMD, Apple, We can go on and on. Google, I feel like, is a little sluggish. It might get some kind of traction going on this week. I'll be watching that. And of course, I'll come out with some videos with my favorites. Last week was Costco. That was an amazing trade as well. And the week before that, I gave you Tesla. The week before that, Tesla. Those have worked really well. So pay attention for those videos. I really appreciate you guys. Again, short week. Enjoy your week. Please be safe. And we'll talk to you soon. I can't wait to trade with you in the morning.